Nigerians must go now. They out there singing songs.
Yes, you guys don't like black Americans at all. You guys just say bad things about them. They're criminals, they're from slavery, they are not from Africa, they don't know their home. Oh, you know, it's so sad. All the time, you look at a black man and you tell them that, oh, you are from America, you are not African. You are not from Africa, you are lost. You are from slavery. I'm not a slave, you are a slave. Shame on you. Shame on you to even open your mouth. Do you know how painful that is? Whether they look like you or they don't look like you, they are your people. And you say to their face that you are not one of me. You are a slave. Wow. Do you know the pain that our ancestors went through? Just because you were not colonized does not mean you should open your mouth to call somebody a slave. Yes, you guys don't like black Americans at all.
Since y'all like to get caught up in your feelings and always tell me I'm wrong, we just gonna do some clip farming today. That way you can hear it straight from the horse's mouth. But I know most of y'all are gonna tell me, you have no empathy and you're just looking at it wrong. They didn't mean it that way. Hey, listen. If that's what you want to do, you do that. But I'm not going to allow you to browbeat me, or gaslight me because you want to partake in cowardly shit. Hey, no disrespect. That's on you. You do you, playboys and playgirls. It's a free country we live in. All I'm saying is you know what? Just pay attention.
She was helping you out. I know she was looking out for you.
A Spout Springs family is in mourning tonight after their loved one was while serving in Ghana, Africa. In a story you'll only see on ABC 13, Hayden Robertson spoke with the family about the life and legacy of Norma Jean Gilbert.
My little brother had just called me. He had told me, like, my mom, he was just bawling out crying.
That was the heartbreaking wake-up call the Gilbert family got a couple weeks ago. Jawan Gilbert Eldridge found out his mother, Norma Jean, was in Ghana, Africa.
How could you do somebody like that? She was so happy. She was, every time you talk to her, she said love, like had prosperity.
Norma Jean grew up in Spout Springs in Appomattox County. She had a heart for serving others, and her sister, Barbara Penix, says her heart was in Ghana.
She just wanted to see what it was because she had always wanted to go to Africa. And once she seen what it was like and she fell in love with it, her goal was to get back to Africa.
Norma knew that's where she belonged after a mission in Ghana. She permanently moved there for humanitarian work in 2021 and changed her name to Naomi Jehudia.
She lives, and it was a village and a whole bunch of little girls. She made sure she bought shoes for every single person that was there, and toys.
But the 61-year-old humanitarian's life was tragically cut short, and the family's life was changed forever on April 17th.
Just kept calling her phone the whole night. I was calling her phone, and I had her out that night, and she wanted to answer.
Jawan tells me that's when they found out Norma was. Ghana police gave the family a statement saying 2 people, one being her fiance, have been arrested in connection to this crime.
I just believe that they were plotting on her the whole time. You know, they robbed, they bludgeoned her to death, and they buried her behind her home.
And as they cope with their loss, Jawan says his mom's passion and legacy will always live on.
I want to have a daughter and tell them if there's anything positive, everything positive about her. If you was around my mom, I know she was helping you out. I know she was looking out for you.
Now remember, these are the same cats that tell you that you have no culture, that you're an akata, that you are violent, and you don't know how to act. It's funny. It's real funny, right? But this is my question, right? And if you pay attention to what's been happening in New York City or the United States of America as a whole, in light of recent events, thanks to Sleepy Joe Biden and Mama Kamala Harris, who just flooded our communities with illegal foreign nationals to the point we have women being, how do I put this cleanly so I don't get, but loss of life, people being turned into candles, just a multitude of things, crimes against women in general in this country. And my question is this, right? We heard what happened when a mother and a 6 foot transgendered woman attacked a 5 foot 230-pound black woman in Queens last weekend, right? Where's the NAACP at? Right? Where are all these feminist groups that talk all this shit about protection of women? Or does it not count because it's a transgendered woman? A 6 foot transgender woman. So just because it's a 6 foot woman with a penis, all of a sudden it doesn't matter, right? Yo, this is wild, right? This is what liberalism has done to the mind of the American people. And it's sad to say, but a lot of them are my people. And this is wild, yo. Pay attention to what they're doing to us and wake the fuck up. Seriously, wake the fuck. We're gonna continue. Hold on.
People coming into the country, and then we talk about closing the borders. Let me give you the flip
Black
side.
Alpha Network.
We talk about people
Check it out on
having to stay
YouTube.
home or go home, right? We'll say, go home, Mr. Fufu. Go home, Mr. Tether. But let me tell you the flip side of that. We don't ever talk about what happens when they got to go back home. We don't ever talk about that. We just say the hell about America. We see them getting deported, see them getting snatched up, right? But what happens when these people go home? Now, the same resources that they try to steal from us, they got to go get it back home. They can't get it back home because if they could get it back home, they would never been in my home. So now you're starting to see a lot of nationwide turmoil in all of those countries in Africa, as well as Jamaica. We seen the Prime Minister of Jamaica. He came out and said, "Don't you come back to Jamaica with that crime. You better not. You better keep your ass over there with it." You see, they don't mind crime when it's coming over here in our communities as they get dropped off at in areas that occupy 70% of us. Oh, they don't care about that. No, they don't.
Ping pong.
As soon as that damn crime starts knocking on their door, then it becomes such a dreaded damn thing. Yeah, a very dreaded thing.
I ask you, where's the lie at? Again, check it out on YouTube, Black Alpha Network, right? So let's get back to some more of these clips.
But we have been speculating, and I think everything just kind of popped off at the Essence Fest where people started digging and shit. But I had been doing a whole bunch of videos telling y'all. Now, this is on an African news site, okay, that tells us everything that's going on in Africa, okay? It's called the Africa Report or something like that. Answering the call, Diaspora Initiative looks to tap into 1.7 trillion African American purse. African American buying power could reach 1.7 trillion by 2030. With the African Union, AU, and the Joe Biden administration both promoting the diaspora as a key potential source of funding for the continent. Joe Biden, Democrats, I keep telling y'all about them. We already know the Republicans on bullshit. I keep telling y'all the Dems is tearing us up. New opportunities. A few dozen investors and U.S. government officials attended the launch at the South African Embassy in Washington, D.C. Now, what the hell was U.S. government officials doing there? And why is they over there talking to these people about our money? Pay attention. This is the opportunity for us to take diaspora wealth and redirect it to include the continent. They want to take our money to build a continent that we don't even fucking live on, and that we volunteer for this mission. We've been saying, these motherfuckers spent decades telling us that we are not African. They spent decades telling us that we are not African, we don't have no connection to Africa, we don't have African culture, none of that. And then they started doing a whole complete 180, turned around and started being like, oh no, y'all African, and got mad because we was not wanting to be called African American, we want to be called Black American.
Fam, this sister.
Pay attention to this now. Pay attention. My nation's original sin. Biden apologizes to delegation of African leaders for the unimaginable cruelty of slavery and offers them $55 billion as Rwanda's president mocks U.S. in front of laughing crowd. So while this clown is giving away 1.7 trillion of specifically the GDP of foundational black Americans, they laughing and clowning at him like the clown that he actually is. But ain't nobody picking this up, right? Now, let's get to a few more clips and then leave you something to think about.
I find myself as a black person. I didn't find myself as a Jamaican person.
I mean, I've always identified as American. When I'm not black, everybody was shocked at that statement. Like, black? What are you then? Like, I'm a person. What is black? So what are you? Yellow, lemonish, whatever it is. What?
It's difficult because I don't identify as being black. Also, like I was.
I'm black, I'm African. I came in a plane, they came in chains. I'm passenger, they're cargo.
I came in a plane, they came in chains.
I came in a plane, they came in chains. Black Americans are cargo and Africans are passengers. Do you guys see this anti-FBA rhetoric? Do you guys see why we're delineating? Do you see why we're gatekeeping our culture and we're not out here playing nice?
So yeah, I'm gonna cut it there because I could do this for hours upon hours upon hours. But I keep telling you, when someone tells you what they think about you and how they feel, believe them. I've shown you clips of Mejor la Raza, right? For all you moyos, mayetes. I've shown you. Now we're on to the acatas and so on and so forth because you have no culture, right? But you can go for yourself when you got time and go look up what's actually happening right now and how people in other countries such as Uganda and Kenya even feel about Nigerians being sent back. They don't even want them returning in their countries. The same way all these South American countries like Ecuador, Venezuela, Honduras, and all this shit, in Mexico was telling Trump they didn't want their own citizens back. But y'all out there protesting for this. And now they out there burning up our cities, bing bing at police and ICE and a whole bunch of other things. Why they tell you that you have no culture. Why they tell you that you lazy while your hard-earned tax dollars fund their complete lives. I want you to think about something, right? For all you New York City residents, remember, our wonderful Governor Hochul, when they did the last budget, said that New York City residents were specifically responsible for funding Mama Kamala's migrant crisis, right? So if you remember, they staying in hotels, luxury hotels. Those hotels is on average $400 a night. So you figure like this. Let's just say a migrant walked across the Darien Gap 3 years ago. And in that 3 years, just on room and board alone, at a hotel of $400 a night, you multiply that $400 times 365 and then multiply that by 3 and you get back to me. That's a little over what, $340,000, somewhere around there, $350,000, $360,000. That's just for room and board. You ain't added on Medicaid, you ain't added on EBT food stamps. And remember, our great Mayor Adams was handing out debit cards. Y'all saw the receipts, all this money that we, the people, were giving out while we got disrespected, while our women are being set ablaze on subway trains, while our black mothers in Carolina were getting carjacked and unalived for their vehicles, right? While women in Queens are getting jumped by Transformers, 6-foot Transformers, as well as another grown-ass actual man. I'm sorry, they both were actually man. One of them just wears a wig and, and then the mother, right? Now, if the tables would have been turned, that would have been a hate crime because they called her a slave and a monkey and everything else while they beat her. I'm telling you now, that happened to one of my daughters, one of my granddaughters. Active and on site, because at some point something's got to give. And if y'all don't want to stop the disrespect, it's It's like anything else. Sometimes you gotta make people respect you. You ain't gotta like us, but you're not gonna sit up in our communities being funded by our tax dollars and then continue to berate and now beat on our people. Period. It's a wrap. Get your shit in line and go. For those of you who are here illegally, and for those of you who are here legally, I ain't got no problem with it. But the disrespect's gonna stop, period. And for all my people out there, it's time to stop moving like cowards. The writing's on the wall. They're not hiding how they feel. They're telling you exactly what they think about you, what they think about your mothers, what they think about your daughters, what they think about your wives, what they think about you. It's time for us, especially the men, to really stop moving like niggas, you know what I'm saying, son? And start standing on business like men and taking care of our, and not even, you know, let me rephrase that. Start standing on business like men and start protecting our communities, right? Because we go to war and fight for everybody else. I mean, since 1964, we've been fighting for the civil rights of these immigrants who are out here violating us, telling us we ain't got no culture, we ain't got this, but we've been on the forefront. And when it comes to civil rights for every group, right? Got an Asian hate bill during COVID. What was that put under? Civil rights. We got a police brutality bill yet? And it's funny, right? Because they turned around and these same illegals, if you remember, they was out here whooping NYPD's ass. But we are the violent, arrogant, lazy ones. While we get up every day and go to work and we gotta deal with this shit. And the people tearing up shit is telling us we ain't got no culture and we lazy while they come from countries that's a little over 70 years old. These cats are comedians, right? So here's a message from the Akatas to all the go-homers. Bounce. And on that note, remember, realize, realize, realize. Transparency forces accountability. It's your man's Petty Murphy reporting to you live from the back of the classroom. For all the smarty artists out there, y'all keep your eyes to the stars and keep the head on the swivel. Be safe.